So, over the past couple of years, I have gained a noticeable amount of gains on my arms and shoulders. And I credit this mostly to the inclusion of a bro day. So, I'll put some footage on the screen of my before and after. And the fact that I was an advanced natural lifter and I don't have to clarify which one the before and which one the after is a sign that the training is working. And yes, your programming absolutely matters. So in this video, we're going to go over why include a bro day, what is a bro day, how to include it into your program, whether you're running a push-pull legs or an upper lower or some other split, how to slot it in to get those juicy arm and shoulder gains, as well as how to program the bro day itself. So first of all, why or what is the purpose of including a bro day? Well, I just include this as a way to work on lagging or lacking areas. So if you want to correct a spider physiquism case, you've been doing a lot of powerlifting maybe, or power building perhaps, I don't know, the debate rages on, then you might want to include more arm and shoulder work on this day. However, it doesn't just need to only be arms and shoulders. You can also include other movements that perhaps you just don't have time to do on other days. If you have too many movements on your lower body day and you want to include ab work, you can do it on this day. If you have too many back movements and you need to target a certain area of the back, this would be a good day to do that as well. So I basically include stuff that doesn't fit on other days. It might be a weakness, it might be a weak point, and you just want to target those areas when you're a little bit fresher compared to other days. And this is not an easy day by any means. I'll put some footage of a recent bro day up on the screen as B-roll. You can see that, this is not just fluff and pump training where you go in and get some blood flow. No, this is a real day. This is hard training, this is tough, but it is different from the other days in that, when I go in, I'm a little bit more relaxed. I don't have certain numbers that I necessarily really need to hit compared to lower body days or upper body days. So the mentality is slightly different, still working hard, but not as super focused on progression. And so this is hard work, but it's also not super systemically taxing. It's a lot of sets, it's quite a bit of reps, maybe it's a lot of movements, but nothing is really going to be something that beats you up or that takes like a week to recover from. If you have a really hard squat session, that alone is going to be harder than basically this entire day combined. So how to fit a bro day into your training program? Well, it depends on your existing training plan. I personally do lower day 1, then upper day 2, where I'm focused on the chesticles, technical term, as well as the back. And then on that third day, I have the bro day. So some people might say, oh, you're fatigued from the upper day, but you get used to it. And if you're doing your back training and your chest training correctly, you're training those areas a lot more than the arms, and arms recover fast anyway, and so you should be able to progress to where you can do these back to back. Now, some people might say, why don't you do upper, lower, bro, so you have the lower day in the middle to break up that stress a little bit? Well, that's because it would be upper, lower, bro, upper, lower, bro, and you don't want the bro day to impact any other day. So do stuff that is not going to impact the day after, and set up your training plan in a way that your arm work doesn't impact your upper body work, which is generally the case. Upper arms is fine. Arms upper might be an issue. If you're doing an upper, lower split, super easy. Just do upper, lower, and then toss in the bro day at the end. Maybe you do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Then you go in on Saturday. You get a pump with the boys. You're working hard. You're joking out. You're having fun. You're moving some weight. You're going out later at night. You're all pumped up, and you're gonna get lucky based on the bro day. Thank me later. You got this, bro. I believe in you. Now, if you're doing full body, maybe 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I think you could still do a bro day on that Saturday, but make sure that the Friday full body is not going to have arm work, and you're not doing a lot of variations that might use the arms too much. So if you're doing like a super close grip bench press on Friday, maybe just put that on the arm day, as it's a little bit more suitable to be on that day. Now, push, pull, legs. I don't know why this split still exists, let alone is popular, but I don't think it's as necessary to have a bro day, since a push day, you're not doing a whole bunch of work before your triceps. On a pull day, you're not doing a whole bunch of work before your biceps. But if you really want to modify your push-pull leg and add a bro day, I guess you could do push-pull legs, bro, but then there's the push after that, so you might want a day off there, but then now your frequency is fairly low. So I would say it's just not as suitable. You could do legs, pull, push, bro, just because the order is a little bit more intuitive and the pull day is not impacting the leg day potentially. But overall, I would say a bro day is just not as needed on a push-pull legs type of split. By the way, this video is sponsored by Boostcamp. So I have several programs up on the Boostcamp app, including Ravage, the program that I have ran for the past couple of years. It includes a full bro day there. It's completely free. You don't have to pay for it. This is a good example, a good sample that you might want to include in your training plan, or you can just run it as is. It has 4.63 stars last time I checked. The reviews were just absolutely fantastic to read. I went through them the other day. I'm glad you guys are working hard. You're getting great results. Most of the comments, there was a label that said better than expected muscle growth. And so, it's one of the highest rated programs on the app. And I'm glad you guys are getting such great results. You can check it out. I will leave a link in the description if you want to peruse that. And thank you to Boostcamp for sponsoring this video. All right, so now let's get into the nitty-gritty of how to program the actual bro day. First, assess what you want. Now, I specifically say what you want and not what you need, because it's your physique, it's your body. If you want to have what some bodybuilding judges might consider to be unbalanced, my verdict is fuck it. Fuck it, why not? If you want to have massive guns and tiny calves, it's your life. You're free to live it however you want. And my arms are inarguably my best muscle group, but I still include a bro day a week, actually 2 bro days a week, because see earlier statement of fuck it. But this doesn't necessarily need to be a completely arm-focused day. Common areas that you might want to include, I wrote down a list, would be biceps, triceps, also forearms, lagging for a lot of people, traps, maybe lats, rear delts for sure, side delts for sure, neck work to build up that yoke, as well as abs. So these are all areas that are not super taxing to train, and you can train with isolations and they all recover fairly quickly. Now, you're going to want to avoid a lot of lower body stuff. If you're doing lower body work on this day, it's no longer a bro day. It's more of a full body day, which is fine, but again, it's something else. So no hamstrings, glutes, quads, adductors, any of that.
Get that shit out of here! No!
Keep it to a lower body day or maybe a full body day, but not this day. Maybe calves. Debatable. Let me know in the comments, do calves belong on this day? Trick question, they don't belong on any day. Also, if you're doing prehab work or mobility work, this is a really, really good day here. Also, cardio, I include cardio about 10 or 20 minutes at the end of this day. You might say, oh, only 10 minutes of cardio. It's a fucking brutal 10 minutes. I get choked up just thinking about it. It's a rough 10 minutes, but I don't want to spend 20, 30, 40 minutes doing cardio, and so I tend to get it out of the way and do basically as hard as possible for 10 minutes, and then, home.
When it's with me, you only need 2 minutes, because I'm so intense.
Next, you're going to want to pick your movements. If you have my first book, Sweat, you have 100 plus movements at your disposal. If not, Google it or something. It's an inside joke. But you can find movements that you like or you enjoy for your arms, for your delts, neck, anything that you feel like you want to bring up. And I recommend doing these in a circuit or alternating if possible. You could probably get away with doing supersets because these are not cardiovascularly or systemically taxing. So you could do a set of biceps, set of triceps, then back to biceps, then back to triceps, as long as the set quality is high. You could do them in a circuit, so 3 different exercises, so maybe biceps, triceps, delts, something like that. I would not do biceps back to back with biceps. That doesn't make sense. Also, rear delts and side delts, don't put those back to back because they have a lot more overlap than people think. So don't do lateral raises with rear delt raises. I think in most cases that doesn't make a lot of sense. Also, rear delts and traps, a lot of overlap there, as well as forearms and biceps. So don't do a whole bunch of wrist curls and then try to go do biceps curls. That is going to limit performance, which is going to limit your stimulus, which is going to limit your growth. And I would pick 6 to 10 exercises. And that seems like a lot, but again, these are all just small bullshit that's not all that taxing. You know, people see a workout and it's a lower body day, it's like squats, deadlifts, lunges. That is way harder than 10 sets of upper body isolation. So just because it's a lot of sets, just because it's a lot of exercises, doesn't mean it's going to be super taxing. And when you leave the gym, you shouldn't be super destroyed. Third, choose your sets and your reps. In terms of sets, I would start on the lower side of volume. A couple sets per exercise is totally fine, and then you could work up to maybe 3 sets. That's the sweet spot for most people. Sometimes I'll do 4, occasionally I'll do 5 if I'm really chomping at the bit and I'm feeling good, but I would say 2 to 3 is a pretty good range for most people. And honestly, if you do 1 set when you're starting off, if it's a good quality set, you are still going to get some benefits. So somewhere in that 1 to 3 sets per exercise range, I think is very reasonable. Fourth, you can experiment a little bit. So this day is almost like a sandbox that you can play around with. So you can try out some new movements, you can try out some new techniques, maybe some new tempos. If you see some, optimal exercises and you're kind of curious about what this might be. Full video on that at some point, which might surprise some people. This is the day to try that stuff out on. And compared to an upper body day, and especially compared to a lower body day, all of these movements are going to be less technical, more machines, higher reps, isolations, etc. And so if you swatch and swip out movements, then it's totally fine. I would keep your squats static. I would keep your hinges static. And even your upper body movements, I think you want consistency there for hypertrophy. But for this, I think if you want to try out a new curl every single week, I really don't see that as being the end of the world. Number 5, enjoyment. I do think this is still important. No one has convinced me otherwise. That doesn't mean you should just go in and do only what you enjoy, because for a lot of people, they won't even show up in the first place. But combining having very solid programming with enjoyment, I think makes a lot of sense. You need to balance the two. Both are very, very important. If you go into the gym and you hate every single exercise, it's not going to be sustainable. Maybe if you're a professional athlete and you're paid lots and lots of money to do this, maybe, but then it's a shame because you're probably not that. And so I think enjoyment of your training is going to make it more consistent, more sustainable. You're going to put more effort into it as well. And those alone are more important than, this exercise activates 13% more muscle fibers or anything like that. No, enjoyment absolutely matters, and it's absolutely a factor. It's not the only factor, right? But it is a factor. And I enjoy every single exercise that I do in the gym, except lunges. I think that's important. I think it is relevant, and you should enjoy your training. So I hope this programming video helped. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this in the future. And if you really want to do a complete deep dive into programming, definitely check out my books. I will leave a link in a pinned comment. They will help a ton. I get a lot of comments, a lot of questions, and the book covers the vast majority of those. So if you want to elevate your game and you want to support the channel at the same time, definitely check those out. I appreciate the support. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.